Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's second video we're just going to have a look at the latest weather warnings, as we have seen the wind warning for Storm Antony upgraded to an amber warning across parts of South Wales and southwest England. So we'll run through the weather warnings, we'll have a look at the live radar, see the progress of the weather fronts associated with the storm as of 10 p.m. as I'm recording this, and then we'll have a look at the latest UKV, which is now indicating wind gusts very likely to exceed 70 miles per hour, perhaps even inland, and that is why this amber warning has been issued. Now we had a look at the other warnings, they haven't been altered, so we'll only look at the amber warning here. You see 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. tomorrow, bringing the potential for damaging gusts of winds to some southwestern areas of both England and Wales on Saturday. Here we go, an area of low pressure, Storm Antony, will bring particularly strong winds for the time of year to parts of southwest Wales and southwest England during Saturday. Strong northwesterly winds are likely to peak during the middle of the day in southwest Wales and through the afternoon in southwest England. 40 to 50 miles per hour expected widely inland, few peaking around 60, and some exposed coastal areas and hills could see gusts around 70. Such values are rarely encountered during the summer season. Now, very likely and high impact. So really quite severe conditions here. So do look at it in detail, you can see it's the southwest tip of Wales stretching towards Swansea all the way along the coast there, and it's for a large section of southwest England, including Taunton and Exeter here, from the northern edge all the way to the southern coast, stretching down to Weymouth there and Torquay. So yeah, really severe winds in this amber warning zone, and could be quite widely in the yellow warning, but it's really this bullseye area. The wind gusts are going to be intense on these western coastal areas, but as inland we could be looking at 60, and even the latest UKV does have some higher values inland as well. Now if you go over to the live radar, you can see at the moment, as of 10 p.m, big weather fronts associated with Storm Antony is now spreading and giving very heavy rain across Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, spreading into southwest England and South Wales. Again, we've got a yellow warning for rain issued for Northern Ireland at the moment because of all these heavy bands of precipitation moving in. Now this is the live radar, but we can actually have a look at the future predictor, and you can see the big weather front moving in, and have around 4 a.m. forecasting some torrential rain across parts of Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, stretching to North Wales, northwest England, and then eventually that weather front will be slowly edging into southwest England and South Wales. Evidently, it's looking likely that actually these areas seeing the strongest winds will avoid the heaviest rain. Still, we'll see substantial rainfall, but the heaviest stuff is looking likely to go in more of a northwest to southeast track to the north, through central Wales, the Midlands, down towards southeast England, and we could see some big thunderstorms as well, actually, across parts of central England and southern England, as that system does wrap around and move away. So do have a look at the latest UKV for the for Storm Antony. Now you can see the system moving in overnight, really heavy rain through the early hours through parts of the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, with the heaviest stuff along the border and into parts of Dublin as well. Really heavy rainfall, and then elsewhere quite heavy rainfall, just not quite as big and as intense as there, moving in and slowly spreading southwards and eastwards as it does. So the heaviest stuff through North Wales, northwest England, the Midlands, stretching to southeast England. And as the centre of the low passes, look at that, central England, the Midlands, southern, southeastern England could get absolutely smashed with some slow moving thunderstorms. Not all areas here will see those intense thunderstorms, but they do look quite widespread here, and still some heavy rain lingering in the north. But as I said, the far south west and South Wales will see rainfall tonight, probably maybe 5 to 10 millimetres over higher ground, but nothing too substantial. It's the gusts though around lunchtime tomorrow, under these blustery showers and perhaps some remnants of the weather fronts combined with those winds will be horrible. Now if we look at the wind gusts peaking around the 7-8 a.m. onwards, really strong winds perhaps across North Wales, eastern parts of the Republic of Ireland and southern parts of the Republic of Ireland through the early hours. But around the mid to late morning into the lunchtime, you can see the winds are at their peak, widely 50 to 60 miles per hour, 60 to 65 miles per hour wide on coastal areas, perhaps inland, and over some of the higher ground of southwest England, we're seeing values maybe as high as 75. Now the bullseye area for these strong winds is reasonably small, but is going to be intense nonetheless, and we are looking at the risk of substantial damage in these areas. Beyond that, those winds do start to die down. They do progress eastwards, but do weaken as they move through. So the strongest winds will continue to around 3-4 p.m. before starting to die off, with some very strong winds across the channel. So if you are doing any travelling on any ferries or out to sea in areas outside of the warning zone, we could still see some very strong winds, some disruptive winds through the evening, and areas spreading further eastwards could see 40, maybe 50 miles per hour gusts for the evening. For example, the London area, not seeing particularly strong winds, but it could pick up quite substantially around the 7 or 8 p.m. point of 40 or maybe 50 miles per hour. So even areas to the east of these warning zones should obviously take care this tomorrow evening, as it still could be quite lively out there. I also just want to have a look at the Arome run, because we did have a look at this earlier to see if it's upgraded as well. Now we can see through the evening, even into the early hours, could see a strong gust front here spreading into South Wales and South West England, but it's these peak winds that are just off the coast of the Republic of Ireland that are going to be spreading in, giving really intense conditions there through South West England and South Wales. The Arome run, in fact, actually has those strongest winds slightly further westwards than the UKV was showing and the weather warnings. So again, areas further south and westwards than this amber warning zone, which is still in the very strong winds here. The most intense stuff is to the west of Plymouth here. If that did occur, it would be outside the amber warning, and these winds that you can see getting up to these purpley colours indicating over 100 kilometres per hour, which is around 65 miles per hour, maybe up to 70 in a few local areas. So yeah, really, really intense stuff. We'll have to take really close care for that. And lastly, just have a look at the overall convective view from this. So those heavier showers we did have earlier, they are now fizzling away, and you can see the big weather front approaching. Huge amounts of rainfall across parts of the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, and then you can see again through central parts very heavy rain all morning and even into the afternoon, when things could clear up a little bit. Big thundery showers further southwards and eastwards before eventually the weather front wraps around once again in the evening. So a lot of rainfall. We can actually have a look at the cumulative precipitation from this, as the Arome run only goes out about 36 hours. So all the rainfall on this chart is going to be falling from Storm Antony, apart from a few drips and drabs in the east that come from some showers early this afternoon. Now you can see, seeing widely 20 to maybe 35 millimetres for that intense rainfall across Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Elsewhere, we're looking at widely maybe 10 to 20 millimetres for areas affected by the main weather fronts. And of course, thunderstorms in the south could push up to 30 millimetres or higher very locally. So there will be some big differences depending on exact regions of heavy thundery showers. But at this stage, we're looking widely at 20 to 30 millimetres across Republic of Ireland and in towards Northern Ireland, and widely for England and Wales, we're looking at 10 to 20 millimetres, getting up towards that inch. So a lot of rainfall and very strong gusty winds. As I said, the gustiest winds are actually coming where we're seeing little rainfall really from this storm system. But anyway, many people are going to be impacted by this tomorrow. So if you are in that amber warning zone, please do stay safe and don't take any necessary risk, as is, as the Met Office said, very unseasonable winds and very dangerous conditions. Whether this was winter, summer, whatever time of the year, 75 miles per hour winds are not winds to be messed with. So as I said, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure you do subscribe if you're new and stay safe throughout this storm.